Have you ever heard a story so dark, it feels like it's slipping through your fingers every time you think you understand it? A rising star, a teenage girl, a Tesla parked under the California sun, and a smell that would change everything. This isn't fiction. This is the real, unfolding nightmare surrounding the D4vd case. A story that's grown colder, stranger, and even more disturbing as new theories emerge from behind Hollywood's golden gates. Weeks after the discovery of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez's body in the trunk of a car registered to chart-topping musician David Anthony Burke, better known as D4vd, investigators, fans, and even private detectives are starting to wonder if this was ever a simple case of tragedy. Because now, whispers of a sadistic plan, missing months in the timeline, and an eerie connection between the victim and the musician have taken this case from shocking to something far darker. This is the D4vd case, Part 2, the Hollywood Tesla mystery, revisited. It's been over a month since that haunting September day when Celeste's body was found in the front trunk of a 2023 Tesla. And yet, silence still blankets Los Angeles. No arrests, no suspects, no answers. The LAPD insists the case remains an open death investigation. But to everyone else, it's starting to feel like a ghost story with no ending. The car, towed after sitting abandoned for 5 days near D4vd's rented Hollywood Hills mansion, became the epicenter of one of the most bizarre celebrity-adjacent mysteries in recent memory. Inside, a decomposed body wrapped in plastic, a tube top, black leggings, jewelry, and one small haunting detail, a tattoo on her finger that read, "Shh," identical to the one on D4vd's own hand. That image alone, 2 matching tattoos, one on the living, one on the dead, has burned itself into the minds of everyone following this case. And the more we learn about what investigators have found and what they haven't, the more this feels like a story Hollywood itself would be too afraid to write. When police stay silent, others start digging. And that's exactly what Malden Trifunovic, the landlord who owned the mansion D4vd had rented, decided to do. Unable to sit back as weeks passed with no word from detectives, Trifunovic hired private investigator Steve Fisher, a veteran of Hollywood missing persons and homicide cases. And what Fisher said publicly has chilled everyone who's heard it. He believes Celeste's death wasn't the end of a story. It was just one part of a plan. A plan that, in his words, had a sadistic element. Not in how she died, but in what was supposed to happen to her body afterward. According to Fisher, the Tesla wasn't meant to be a grave. It was supposed to be a holding spot. He speculates that whoever was responsible had intended to dispose of the body elsewhere, but that plan went wrong. Something interrupted it, and that's why the Tesla, with its gruesome cargo, was left to rot in the Hollywood heat. But the most shocking part? Fisher said he believes Celeste had already been dead for months before she was found. Her decomposition wasn't weeks old. It was potentially from winter. And according to him, the last verified image of her alive dates all the way back to January 2nd, 2025. If Fisher's theory is correct, there's a gap, nearly 8 months, between Celeste's last known sighting and the discovery of her body. 8 months. No confirmed photos, videos, or sightings. No messages that authorities have made public. That's a long time for a 15-year-old to vanish from social media and the world entirely. It's also a long time for a secret to stay hidden. Fisher hinted that there's surveillance footage showing who parked the Tesla. He didn't name names, but he confirmed that someone was caught on camera moving it, meaning police likely already know who had possession of the vehicle in its final days. Still, as of now, they've said nothing. No confirmation, no charges, no explanation. For a city filled with cameras, lights, and noise, the silence feels louder than ever. Meanwhile, D4vd, the once unstoppable rising star, has disappeared. A year ago, he was the face of Gen Z heartbreak, called a mouthpiece for a lonely generation. Now, he's gone entirely quiet. No statements, no interviews. Just a single line from his spokesperson saying he's cooperating fully with authorities. But cooperation isn't the same as innocence, and it isn't guilt either. It's limbo. Since the discovery, D4D has canceled his Withered World tour, dropped out of sponsorships with Hollister and Crocs, been removed from Fortnite collaborations, and seen his sophomore album suspended by Sony Music Publishing. Even his collaboration with Kali Uchis, Crashing, was taken down, erased as if it never existed. And that's the strange thing about fame in 2025. The moment something this dark touches your name, the world doesn't wait for truth. It moves on without you. But while D4vd's career stopped, the investigation hasn't. And the threads being pulled now lead back to some unsettling details about how close Celeste and the musician might have really been. Celeste's family and friends had said it long before her death, that she'd been seeing someone named David, that he was a musician, and that she'd met him online. She was 14. He was 20. In California, the age of consent is 18. A former teacher even claimed her last attempt to run away from home was because of a relationship with that same musician. And when police found her in Hollywood months earlier, that detail, the name David, came up again. Now, combine that with the matching tattoos, the proximity of the Tesla to his rented home, and the fact that D4D moved out days before the police raid, and you start to see why people online aren't ready to let this go. Even D4vd's landlord, Trifunovic, told reporters, "There is absolutely no question that a crime was committed. She didn't place herself in the front trunk of the Tesla or move the vehicle to where it was found." That single line, "She didn't place herself there," echoes across every forum, every Reddit thread, every late-night podcast dissecting the D4vd case, because that's the truth nobody can escape. Then there's the part that gives this story its most chilling undertone, the art. D4vd's most famous song, Romantic Homicide, opens with the line, "I'm scared of the dark, but not you." It's a haunting breakup song that millions of fans once screamed at concerts. But after September 8, 2025, those lyrics sound different. The title alone, Romantic Homicide, became its own curse. Add to that his music videos filled with caskets, funeral imagery, and references to death and love intertwined, and the parallels become impossible to ignore. Of course, lyrics aren't evidence, but symbolism sometimes feels like confession. And while legally, nothing in his art connects to Celeste's death, the darkness of it, the timing of it, fuels the public's morbid curiosity. Was this simply a tragic coincidence, or the haunting overlap between life and the stories we tell through art? The mansion D4vd was renting in the Hollywood Hills sits in a quiet neighborhood lined with palms and private gates. It's the kind of home designed to keep the outside world out. When LAPD raided it on September 17th, neighbors described the scene as surgical. Dozens of officers, crime scene vans, and detectives carrying out bags of evidence, electronics, hard drives, computers, DVRs, and even plumbing samples. They reportedly checked drains and bathtubs for traces of blood or decomposition. The home's entire security system, DVR and cameras, were seized, and it's those recordings that private investigator Fisher says could be key. Because if Celeste was ever in that house, or if the Tesla was moved there after her death, those cameras saw it. The question is, what did they capture before the footage was sealed away? The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office has yet to release an official cause or manner of death. All we know, Celeste's remains were severely decomposed. The case has been officially deferred pending further testing. That means toxicology, DNA, and trace analyses are still underway. If she'd been dead since January, as Fisher suggests, decomposition would have erased most surface evidence. But there could still be something, a trace of chemical residue, DNA under her fingernails, or fibers in the plastic bag. Every forensic second counts in a case like this. But each passing week without answers feeds the online theories, and the fear that maybe, just maybe, justice is getting buried under Hollywood red tape. Let's talk about what people believe, not because speculation replaces truth, but because it shapes how the world perceives the story. Theory 1. The accident and panic theory. That something terrible happened unintentionally, and whoever was there panicked, hiding the body instead of calling for help. Theory 2. The third-party theory. That someone else, a friend, assistant, or acquaintance, used D4vd's Tesla without his knowledge. Theory 3. The cover-up theory. That the entire situation was intentionally concealed for months, with the car serving as temporary storage gone wrong. And now, Fisher's theory, the sadistic disposal plan. That the car wasn't a mistake, but a phase in a plan that unraveled midway. No one outside law enforcement knows which of these, if any, holds truth. But the longer silence stretches, the louder the theories grow. In 2025, every connection leaves a footprint, especially when both people live online. Detectives are reportedly combing through D4vd's iCloud backups, direct messages, Instagram DMs, Discord servers, and even Fortnite chat logs. Because remember, D4vd started as a Fortnite content creator, and early reports suggested Celeste may have met him through that world. If that's true, their first messages could hold everything: how they met, what she believed, and maybe how she ended up in Los Angeles again. So far, none of that has been made public, but when it does, it could break the case wide open, or prove that the internet got it all wrong. You'd think a story like this, a dead teenager in a pop star's Tesla, would dominate headlines every day. But strangely, it hasn't. After the first 2 weeks, major outlets went quiet. TMZ, Law and Crime, the BBC, and then nothing. No press conferences, no leaks, just updates through whispers. Some think it's because of D4vd's legal team, which includes Blair Burke, the powerhouse attorney who's represented everyone from Kanye West to Britney Spears. Others believe it's because the LAPD is being careful, holding evidence close until they have something irrefutable. But in the meantime, the silence has created an information vacuum. And in that vacuum, conspiracy and truth start to look eerily similar. While the world speculates, one family lives in quiet agony. Celeste's parents, first-generation immigrants from El Salvador, have remained largely out of the spotlight. Their GoFundMe, which raised money for her funeral, described her as a beloved daughter, sister, cousin, and friend. Their posts aren't about fame or justice or theories. They're about heartbreak. Their little girl, who used to run to the corner store for candy, is gone. And the only thing worse than losing a child is losing them without answers. Hollywood has always been a city of illusion. It builds myths, then burns them down. The D4vd case is the perfect storm of everything the city tries to hide: fame, obsession, youth, power, and silence. A teenage runaway chasing music and connection. A young star drowning in fame, surrounded by yes-men, lawyers, and labels. Two lives colliding in a world built on image and ending in death. If that sounds cinematic, it's because tragedy always is. But beneath the surface, under the lights, the cameras, the headlines, this is just human darkness, the kind that can't be streamed, remixed, or monetized. The kind that leaves a body in a trunk and a question no one wants to answer. Why her? As of October 2025, the investigation remains open. The autopsy is still pending. The Tesla's forensic analysis continues, and the LAPD has not named a single suspect. Private investigator Steve Fisher says he's still working his own angles, and that his client, the landlord, just wants closure for that poor girl. Meanwhile, the internet watches, refreshes, and waits, because every few weeks, a new piece of information surfaces, and the story twists again. The only constant is that somewhere out there, someone knows exactly what happened to Celeste Rivas Hernandez. There's a reason this story won't let go of people. It's not just about a dead teenager or a pop star's car. It's about what happens when fame moves faster than humanity, when online worlds blur with reality, when attention replaces connection, when someone young and fragile gets caught in the undertow of celebrity. Celeste's story is a reminder that behind every hit song, every viral clip, and every glamorous photo, there's always a shadow. And in that shadow, sometimes, you find the truth, if you're willing to look long enough. As of today, no one has been charged in connection with Celeste's death. Her family is still waiting, and the LAPD remains silent. But this story isn't over, not even close. Because in Hollywood, secrets don't stay buried, not forever. So if you've made it this far, do one thing for Celeste. Keep asking questions. Keep remembering her name. And if you want to follow this case as it unfolds, subscribe, because the next update might finally tell us what really happened inside that Tesla. Until then, stay curious, stay safe, and never stop searching for the truth, even when it hides in plain sight.